What's up everybody, this is Danny and welcome back to another episode of Ultimate Smart Home, and today it's all about the beginners. If you have no idea on how to build or even start a smart home, you've come to the right place. We're going to talk about some of the products you should start with, and I'm going to give you a few recommendations along the way, and you're going to see that a lot of these products are budget friendly, so let's just go ahead and jump in. The first and most popular thing you should probably pick up is a voice assistant. So you have voice assistants built into your phone already, but these are way more convenient because they have far-field mics built in and they're always available to listen to your command. There are more, but the three most popular are Google Assistant, Amazon Alexa, and Apple Siri or HomeKit platform. Which one you should pick is a whole nother video on its own, so if you want me to do that comparison, I will. Let me know in the comments below. They're all intuitive and easy to use. I personally started on the Amazon Alexa platform, and now I'm using the Google Assistant to run my smart home. A lot of it is personal preference. When picking one up, the choice that you need to make is if you want a screen to display your information or if you just want a smart speaker. I prefer the display, so I'm using the Nest Hub Max. It's a great speaker. It has a large display and a camera built in, but it's not cheap. There are cheaper options like the Amazon Echo 5. It's a perfect size and it looks great, or you can go with something like the Lenovo Smart Clock. More than likely, you'll own more than one of these. There is just so much to choose from. You should have no issue finding one for your needs, like this small all-in-one Echo Flex, where you can just plug it in directly into your wall and even expand it with the USB powered motion sensor. It's so perfect for controlling smart lights with motion sensing. The possibilities are endless, and I'll leave a few more that I like in the description section below. If you've never owned one of these, it can make your life so much easier. You can go as simple as asking what the weather is, simple facts, setting timers, and getting recipes. But you can get as complicated as running your entire smart home with chain voice commands and full routines. So stay tuned for the next episode where we'll get a little bit more advanced, where I'll show you how to build these routines and how to run your entire smart home with these. So a lot of people ask me, do you need to buy a hub when I first start? And the answer is no, because most people can just use the voice assistants as a hub, and I think a lot of people will just be happy with that. But the further that you get in smart home, hubs do have an advantage. A must-have smart home product that you need to consider is smart lighting. So there are two different ways to get this: smart switches and smart bulbs, and there are advantages to both. With either, you can control your lighting from anywhere in the world, either through a respective app or a new voice assistant that you just picked up. But first, let's talk about smart switches, because this can be the most cost-effective in a lot of scenarios. There are a ton of choices out there, but the smart lighting switches that I use are from the channel sponsor Legrand. I've been using the Radiant collection now for over a year and they have been solid. Design is very important to me, and as you do your research, you'll notice that not every smart switch looks this nice. The screwless plate gives it such a clean look and fits in perfect with my modern home. The switches are high quality and have a nice subtle click to them when you press them, and they're really easy to install and set up, so it's not intimidating. So here's an example of how going the smart switch route will save you a lot of money. In my kitchen, I have 6 BR30 bulbs, so in a situation like this, if I pay $20 to $30 per bulb, it can get pricey real quick. Or I can just get one smart switch and gain smart control of all 6 bulbs for a fraction of the price. This is great because you can just use it like a normal switch, so you don't have to change your daily routine if you don't want to, but the Legrand Smart Lights app gives you many options, like operating your lights with a single tap, grouping the lights so you can mass control rooms to make things easier, and you even have the power to set scenes. I have a good morning routine where all of my lights downstairs turn on before I wake up, so when I come downstairs, I'm ready for the day. The smart switches can be controlled by Google Assistant or Alexa, so when I first started building a smart home, I thought this was one of the coolest things in the world to control your lighting with just a voice command. And to be honest, it still is. Once you have this, you cannot go back. Smart switches also have an advantage where smart light bulbs might not be available, like specialty lights that give off a different ambiance. And you can even gain dimming capabilities through the switch itself, which is nice, or the app. You're going to see a few new smart home products from the Legrand Radiant collection coming up in my full smart home tour. I know everybody's been waiting for it. It's coming very soon. Make sure you subscribe for that. And I'm going to leave a link down below to the current Radiant collection so you can check it out and find more information on it. Smart bulbs are also a great way to gain smart control of your lighting, and if you're looking to just automate a single lamp in the room, this is super simple. But what I personally love about smart bulbs are the color possibilities that come with it. I've personally switched over to Philips Hue because of the ecosystem and the options that you have with entertainment, like the HDMI box lighting up games and content. but you have a lot of solid choices out there. I've used Lightfix before, I've covered Sangled, C by GE. I love the way that RGB lighting can accent a space, especially with entertainment, but also with holidays like Halloween or Christmas. You can light up your front porch or walkways, for example. Or I know it's simple, but just to get that perfect white lighting, you can play with the Kelvin scale, and I love that for my home. So you don't have to get crazy with the colors, but with lighting strips and everything, you can put that on the furniture, get really creative with your smart home with smart lighting. So I think this is definitely something you should look into. Another important piece to the smart home is protection or security, and the easiest way to get a peace of mind is a smart security camera, but you have a lot to choose from. You have a scale from cheap to really expensive. But the good thing is I've used quite a bit of these, so I want to talk about some of the more affordable options like the Wisecam. These are about 25 bucks right now, and I've seen them go as low as 20 bucks before, and they just give you what you need: a live 1080p video stream with two-way audio, and you can do this from anywhere in the world with the Wise app. You get motion notifications, you even get free 14 days of cloud recording. There's even an SD card slot, so if you want to record continuously, I think you can do that up to 7 days, and it works perfectly with Amazon Alexa and Google Assistant, which is really nice. Another solid option is the Blink Mini. It's a compact indoor security camera with HD resolution, two-way audio, and custom motion zones. These will definitely do the job, and they have a lot of integration with Amazon Alexa and start right around 35 bucks, so that's also a solid choice. Another good one is the Samsung SmartThings Cam. They're about 70 bucks, but I love the way it integrates into the Samsung ecosystem. I have a Samsung TV and even a Samsung Family Hub fridge, and I can access this camera on the TV and on the fridge, which I think is nice. A little bit overkill, but it's nice. I can also get notifications directly from the TV, so if I'm sitting here watching TV, that's nice. If there's a motion detection or something like that, I'll see it pop up right here and I can view it right from the TV, which is really cool. While there are a lot of products out there and some of them might be cheaper, you may want to consider ecosystem when you start picking up these smart home products. Like for example, for my cameras, I use Nest Cam IQ Indoor and I use the Nest Hub Max, so I can access these cameras by voice directly through the hub at any time. I can use this for two-way talk, so even on my smaller Nest Hub, I can do the same from my office to the kitchen. And I also have a Nest Hello video doorbell, so as soon as someone rings that doorbell, I can see it right through the Max Hub immediately.
Danny is at front door.
Then I can speak to them if I want to. I don't have to have my phone. It's really convenient. Unfortunately, that's what I think is one of the biggest problems with smart home, is that not all products work this seamlessly together, because if you pick up different manufacturers, they may not all speak to each other correctly. Even though you can tie them in through the hub, it's not the same experience as in, say, Nest, which I just showed you. So just think about ecosystem when you're purchasing. Sometimes buying the same brand can give you some advantages, especially if they're from the big tech giants like Google and Amazon. Continuing with doorbells, the most popular is the Ring Video Doorbell. I used one for 3 to 4 years and it worked really well. I love the Ring community feature. I switched over to Nest Hello when it launched, and I love the way it works with my Google ecosystem, and the 24/7 video recording is why I keep using it. It does cost money, but it treats the doorbell as a security camera, which I like. But this is one of the more expensive offerings, but there are still some solid ones that are much cheaper from Arlo, Eufy, August, Remo. There's a ton of them, so I'll leave a few linked down below that I like. I tell the same story about video doorbells to everyone. It is your first frontline security product on your home, and it's the perfect example of what smart home is supposed to do. It solves a problem and it gives you convenience. Because of the popularity of these things, you no longer really have this problem where you're gonna miss a delivery worker, or if somebody steals your package, then at least you have some footage that you can give to the police. A smart video doorbell is something that you should definitely add and look into when you're building a smart home. A smart lock is something that you should also consider if you want that convenience of not carrying a key around. I know a lot of people don't think this is safe because I get comments about it all the time, but think about it. If you lose your keys, you're kind of under the same predicament, and a lot of people use their phones to open or lock their doors, and if you're trusting your bank account to your phone with all the security you have there with biometrics, Face ID, then I think you could probably trust your front door access to it. And let's just keep it real. If somebody wants to get into your house, they're gonna get in. They're just gonna throw a rock in your window. Was that too much? But if you want to use a physical key, there are still choices with smart locks like August Lock and the new Level Lock. I have experience with the August lock, so you only change the interior part of your lock, so on the outside it looks like a normal lock, but you still have all of that functionality of smart control. I use the Nest Yale lock, which is super simple with just a number pad on the outside, and before that I used a Schley Connect lock, which has the number pad and the key, so it has the best of both worlds. Smart locks, in my opinion, also are a big problem solver, perfect example of smart home, because there's a lot of times where you leave your home and you think, did I forget to lock that back door? And you don't know, so you end up driving back around to check if that door is locked or not. But with a smart lock, you can just check on your app, and if it's unlocked, then you can just lock it right through the app and not have to worry about it. The last thing I want to talk about is the most expensive but totally worth it is the smart thermostat. Again, I also think this is a problem solver and a convenience piece, because last house that I had the thermostat upstairs, so every time that we want to change the temperature, we had to go upstairs. I know, first world problems. But there are other advantages. This level of control is especially great for vacations and saving energy, because there's no reason to heat and cool to certain levels when you aren't home. And when you come back and the temperatures change, you can just heat or cool your house right from the airport before you get home, so you're greeted with a comfortable temperature, which is awesome. Again, there are a ton of them. I personally use the Nest thermostat, but also had great experiences with Ecobee, and I'll also leave a few down in the description that I recommend. All right, one bonus product, and that is a smart garage door opener. And why I like this is solely because I forget to close my garage door all the time, and this is a great way of keeping my house safe. I use the Chamberlain MyQ. It's super affordable, between 30 and 40 bucks, and you can easily just open and close the garage door through the app. But this is where this video gets cool, because all of the products that I showed you today can all be connected together to run through one routine, and you do not have to have a lot of products to make a functional and awesome smart home. I think a lot of people will be happy with this level of smart home. So for example, through Google Assistant, I have a good night routine. So with one voice command, it will turn off all of my downstairs lights. It will dim my front porch lights to 50%, check all of my smart locks to see if they're locked, and lock them if they're not, turn down the temperature because I like it a little cooler at night, and it will check to see if my garage door is left open, and if it is, it will automatically close for me, all with one voice command. That is pretty sweet. So I'm gonna end this video with some advice. If you're a beginner, don't go crazy and just start spending a bunch of money. I would start with the voice assistant first, maybe buy a smart switch, some smart lighting, and a few other products, and just start personalizing the smart home. Because that's the beauty of smart home, is that it's supposed to solve a problem, and you don't need a whole bunch of products to wow your friends. You need products that are gonna help you and make your life more convenient. So you can go as wild as you want, or you can keep it as simplistic as you want, but build the smart home to personalize your home, and don't get caught up in all the hype. So that about does it for the 2020 edition of Ultimate Smart Home Beginners Edition. Let me know if you enjoyed this. Give me a thumbs up if you want to see a lot more of these kind of videos, and make sure you subscribe so you can see the intermediate and more advanced, because I'm going to show you how to kind of tie this together and maybe tell you how to do some of the routines. We can step to that together so you can build that ultimate smart home. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next episode.